The boss tip.
It's a boss. You know, with this cup and everything. It's Spilling Tea with Tina, and I am super excited because I have one guest here. I've been like trying to get on this show for months because she is my fellow Aquarius. Big.
Ooh, psych now. I got you.
You want to get kicked off the show? You want to get kicked off the show? Let us live because Aquarius season is over, but you know, it's Aquarius vibes all year long. So I'm really about to fight him. But anyway, I'm super excited to have Lane in the building. Go ahead and shout out your IG. Let everybody know.
I'm Lane. My Instagram is Lane Knees, like your knees.
And then I have this like salty little Scorpio who is throwing shade. I don't know, you know, Scorpios act like they hate Aquariuses, yet they're always around us. You know, my bro. I guess I gotta really give you a good intro.
Best intro ever.
All right.
Best intro.
The Puerto Rican Pappy.
Here we go.
Media, personality, production, engineer, Dirty Rice in the building.
What's up, everybody? Feliz Dias. Happy days to everybody. Happy nights.
You got to do your ad-libs real quick.
Oh, you already know, man. Your boy Dirty Rice, the Puerto Rican bomb with the Dominican problem. Y'all tu sabe, baby. We out here. We litty.
Yes. So we gotta get into this first about, since, you know, the whole Aquarius thing, and I have been waiting to drag my nuts. I don't really have nuts, but you know, in spirit, I got nuts. You know, to drag my nuts on the show because I feel like Aquariuses get a bad rap. Like, it's like people can't handle us. Why do you think that?
I just think that people don't understand how to handle the amount of honesty that we have and how upfront we are. With pretty much anything, I think
we're a real honest sign, and a lot of people can't take that. But it's coming from a place of love. Like, we're not mean honest. We're just, I mean, who do you want? A shady sign?
Oh,
you know?
here we go. Scorpios, we the best signs in the whole zodiac. You heard me. You know what I mean?
Weren't we just talking about Scorpios were delusional?
They are. You guys will lie so much that you lie to yourself.
I don't lie.
You believe your own lies. You believe your own lies.
Nah, I don't believe my own lies. I'm honestly truthful all the time. I am, at least. Y'all be messing with some crazy Scorpios. I'm like the best Scorpio in the world. Like, I'm not like the crazy ones.
I don't know. Every Scorpio, like, I just felt like it was kind of like a competition. Like, we would bump heads a lot. I have a lot of Scorpio friends now, like, obviously, but like any Scorpios I dealt with. What do you think is the best sign you guys ever had, like, in bed? Like, what is your...
Well, you already know.
I know. I'm gonna sip my tea on this.
Are Leos. Leos are like...
I hate your ass if you're watching right now. You know who you are.
We love Leos. Like I used to never believe in like signs and things like that, but then I started hanging out with other Aquariuses, and it's the same thing. Everyone that I meet, we literally are like the same personality.
Yeah.
Same mood, and then we all love Leos. Like, we all have, like, a tragic Leo story, or we're just, like, obsessed with them.
It's just shit! Always got girlfriends. Always got girlfriends.
Leos are liars, but they're a fucking bomb in bed. Like, the chemistry with the Leo, unmatched.
I think it's because they're used to that whole, like, king of the jungle thing, and then they're used to running shit, and when they come across us, we run shit. Yeah. So it's like, but they like it because no one ever puts them in their place but us. I don't know, every Leo I've ever dated, like, they were, like, just so much fun. Like, we just had the best time. Like, we ate delicious food, we got fucked up, had amazing sex, and then the ass was lying about something, you know. I also really like Geminis. Geminis are
I don't think I've ever done
Geminis
Gemini.
are great in bed. They're pleasers. They're like, they don't even care about getting off. They want to get you off. Every Gemini man. That's my downfall. I never had sex with a Scorpio before, though.
Really?
Get you a Scorpio.
I have.
Man.
Scorpios are freaks. They're freaks. But they're, like, on the same tip a little bit with, like, the lying and the cheating. And they're, like, over-sexualized. And they're toxic.
Crazy.
Toxic. Let me tell you. No. So I had a Scorpio that I was dealing with one time. And so, you know, they moved or whatever. They had some issues with the person they were with in a relationship. They called me. They were talking about everything. They're like, I've never cheated. Da-da-da. I can't believe, you know, she won't take me back. None of that stuff. Whole time,
lies.
They were in a relationship. They came back and we had slept together. So I was like, do you not remember us like doing it?
Man.
Like,
sounds like a Leo. Sounds like a Leo.
Sounds
like a Leo.
No, Leos, they're like, they're just so charming. Like, they will charm the pants off of you. Like,
they're charming. And then I think because we're so, like, we're kind of like alpha females. So I feel like Leos are like alpha males. So there's like a part of us that want to like not submit, but like we like that somebody that's stronger than us a little bit.
I like a little to be put in my place, not to like a crazy amount, but because I am an alpha female, and I feel like I don't like guys that can walk all over. I don't want them to be like crazy because I've had a crazy, some crazy men. But I like that little, like, take charge, like, this is what we're going to do.
Because after a while, I'm going to start looking at you like
on this bed, and,
But y'all got to submit, though. That's all y'all got to do.
You gotta submit. I think it takes the right man to make us submit.
That's true.
I would say I've been in relationships where I've submitted to some, like, weak people, and you just, like, you hate it. You're like... The sex ends up not being good. You get over it. You get attitudes, all sorts of stuff like that. So if you do it, you just don't feel like right as a person.
I mean, I feel like a man should be a strong man regardless going into a relationship. You know what I mean? Like y'all said, y'all don't want to deal with no bitch. Like, no weak man. You know what I mean?
But there's a lot of weak men out there.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
There's a lot of weak women, too.
Yeah, there is.
Weak women. What do you think is the worst sign you guys have had sex with?
The worst?
We doing like the signs of making love, like that guy that cries a lot on Instagram.
I would say the best for me was a Pisces and a Leo. Pisces and Leo. I like
Pisces.
They're like my perfect match though. Like Pisces female, male Scorpio.
That makes sense because you're both crazy.
I was toxic and crazy.
Yeah.
But like for real, when I was like with this Pisces, like she just made like sense to me, like like my life, like my career and stuff like that. Like, things made sense. Yeah. You're not gonna speak on it too much, you know what I mean? But it just like things kind of just clicked, like as far as like my career and stuff like that. So that was a all around good relationship. I would say the worst sign that I've slept with. Maybe an Aries.
I was gonna say that. I hate Aries. Cheers to that.
No, we gotta be the ones that drinking.
Right.
I got y'all.
Dirty Rice is not drinking because I may have got him too drunk last night.
Y'all got hung over right now.
Come on, you supposed to the foreign in you. You supposed to drink.
I know, yo. I got you. I'm gonna take a shot with y'all before we leave. Got y'all with a shot for real.
I don't like Aries.
They're just dry.
Nobody likes Aries. Only Aries like Aries.
The sex has always been trash with an Aries. I'm like, look, someone gonna have to prove me wrong, okay? I'm just saying in my experience.
It's trash.
Basura. Like, I don't know. Like, and people talk about the whole zodiac thing, but I definitely think there is some truth in it because, like, I notice I'm always attracted to Leo and Gemini men all the time. Never fails. Like, I can't do Libra men either. They're a little too... I love my Libras. I do because they're my fellow air signs, but I can't date them.
I think Aries and Capricorns are like...
I hate Capricorns. Capricorns. And I think I'm like on the... Like, because I'm the end of January.
Yeah.
But I don't really feel like I have Capricorn, like, characteristics.
Vibes.
Like, I feel like I am an Aquarius. Every Capricorn man I have ever dated has been a stalker, has been insane, has been like
super emotional.
Damn.
Puts me down, bipolar. I love you, and I just want to be with you every second of the day. Well, fuck you, bitch, and like crazy. I cannot do. When someone says a Capricorn, I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm good. I just. I can't do it.
Wow.
Have you dealt with Capricorn?
No,
I've
never dealt with a Capricorn. Not like from memory right now, but I don't think I have.
What about your same sign? Have you dealt with another Aquarius?
No, but I have friends, like male friends that are Aquariuses, and I will say I love Aquarius women. Male Aquariuses suck.
They're hoes.
They're super.
It had me looking at myself like, bitch, am I a hoe? Am I a hoe? Like, am I the shit?
I've heard that from every female that they love. Like, even like my one of my best friends. For whatever reason, I'm friends with solely Cancers. Like all my close
Cancers are
they're nice people. They're a little sensitive. Very sensitive. I don't think I can deal with one, but I have friends that are Cancers.
Oh yeah. So those are like some of my closest friends. But the ones that have dealt with Aquarius men hate them. They feel like they're hoes. They feel like they're the same thing as like, Leos. They lie a lot,
Yeah.
And then they're like super emotionally detached.
I've dealt with 3 Aquariuses.
Really?
Yeah. Only like 2 of them I actually, like one I just went on a couple dates and it was like too much. He was all over the place. 2 I actually like dealt with and the sex was lit. Like the sex, I'm not gonna lie. That last Aquarius, the sex was bomb. Like, But it was just, it's like he tried to run game on me. And I'm like, you can't, you're running game on yourself. I run this shit! Right. It's like, no, I don't really run game. I think people get that twisted. Because Aquariuses, we do have a little bit of like that pimp vibe. Like, it's not like we even mean to. Like, we're a little, like, got that flirty kind of personality.
Y'all confident.
Like, we flirt with women, we flirt with men. Like, it's not like I want to fucking sleep with everyone. That's just my personality. Like, I'm a people person. Mm-hmm. But, like, his ass just tried to run game on me. And it's just like, it's not going to work. I was like, you can't play a player. You know. But thank you. That's my shout out. What about you? You ever dealt with a Scorpio?
I have. Sex was lit.
Everything else was crazy. There were dishes being thrown.
No. I would say the sex was lit. Personality-wise, we got along pretty well. I felt like I was kind of dealing with myself after a point in time.
Did it have you look at yourself like, I like this?
Yeah, for sure. I was like, I don't know if I could like continually date somebody that's so much like me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I kind of threw that to the wayside for real. But everything else was cool. It was like no beef or whatever. You know what I mean?
So would you guys say opposites attract? Or you think it's better to get someone like you?
I would say opposites. I'm with opposites.
But you don't want too much of an opposite.
Yeah, I would say it's a mixture. Like, I feel like you have to, like, if you're too much of the same, it's kind of like if you only, say, like, you're, political or whatever. If you only listen to Republican, it can all sound good. You only listen to Democrat, it can all sound good. If you don't get that somebody that's, like, at least making you think and really, like, evaluate your values and, like, what you're thinking about and stuff like that, then you're going to get bored over time. It's just getting the same information. Like, I feel like you have to have slight opposites, but not, like, core value opposites where it's like you just don't get along.
I don't want to deal with any crazy anymore. Like, I like a little dash of toxic just for fun.
Dash of toxic.
What is a dash of toxic?
What is that, yo?
Just a dash of toxic. Like, I need a little dysfunctional because I'm a little dysfunctional.
You need a little chemical X.
A little chemical imbalance. Like, it's fun. I can't, but I don't want like crazy, like, you're going to stalk me. You're going to worry about my every move. Scorpios.
I'm trying to. I'm learning.
Do crazy bitches got the best pussy?
They do. I ain't gonna lie. For sure. So
you're willing to get like your tires slashed, brick through the windshield for some good pussy?
I've been through some shit. But yeah, crazy chicks.
What's the craziest shit a bitch ever did to you? He's like, fuck Tina. I mean, why she been on the show? You know how it goes.
I remember I was drunk, sleep, and I was in the wrong. I was talking to another girl, right?
Typical Scorpio.
I was talking to another girl, right? And she went through my phone, and I kind of like dragged the girl, my girl. I was like, oh nah, she's not even my girl.
No.
I was talking to another girl. Hold on.
It's another thing to disrespect.
I was wrong. I said I was wrong.
You were younger, right?
Yeah, I was younger. This isn't 2021 Rice. This was 2020 Rice. Like, I'm playing. This was like
this would have been early 20 Rice.
No. This was early 20s Rice. You know what I'm saying? So I was dragging her. I'm like, yo, I don't even like her or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, but I really wanted to fuck the other girl. Because the other girl was bad. Like if she's hearing this, like I'm single now too. So. I pretty much got caught up, right? And she went through my phone, and I kind of woke up like, remember in Goodfellas when his wife had like the gun?
Yeah.
So she didn't point a gun at me or whatever, but it was something of that nature, And I'm like, oh shit.
Was it a knife?
Something of that nature.
Yeah, he tried not to be too specific, so she don't know.
And I was like, oh shit. And I was drunk, so before that, she said that she was slapping the shit out of me, like while I was sleeping. But I was so drunk that it didn't work. She threw my phone at me while I was sleeping. And the knife kind of woke me up for real. But yeah. But I was wrong. But I was in the wrong for sure.
So what happened after that? Like
we were still together for like
what?
We were still together for a while.
No! So, see, I would have did like some waiting to exhale shit. I've done that before. I threw some guy's shit all out of my house, just in a pile.
I can see Tina doing that.
I did.
Get the fuck out my house.
That motherfucker. Oh my god! I was in such a toxic relationship in my 20s, and I literally took everything down. It was my fucking place. I took everything down out the fucking closet and just threw it. Trash bags, threw it down the steps, and was like, "Get your shit." Get your shit. oh, I'm staying, Tina. I'm like, you want to think about that when you have bitches in my car and shit? I
wasn't wilding like that.
I'm too old for that now. I don't like toxic shit like that. You want to cheat on me? Like, why are we together?
Just be honest. Just be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I was telling you last night. Like, how would you feel if you're interested in somebody, right? Mm-hmm. And you see this person as possibly being like your boyfriend or your husband, whatever, right? And he's honest. He's like, yo, I want to be with you, but I'm gonna cheat on you though. But you're gonna be my main chick. Like, I'm gonna still provide for you. How would you be more accepting to the cheating if he's honest upfront about it?
I'm not gonna lie. I've been in situations like that before.
Okay.
I would not ever take that person seriously, like in like a serious like marriage relationship. But like if we cool and we fuck with each other, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I will always appreciate your honesty. We can always open communicate, like all that type of stuff. But like I'm not necessarily gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna marry you. Because that's not necessarily the dynamics that I want to be in, like, a marriage. That's
for sure.
But we will all, like, I will fuck with you. Like, we would never have any issues, like, on a dating level.
Okay.
That's that Aquarius shit. We appreciate honesty. Like, I just, like, put you in a box, like, no, I'm not going to husband you. But we can, we might fuck around. Like, you got other situations. I got other situations. We're grown, As long as everybody's being honest with everything.
And honestly, I would probably fuck with you more if you were being honest about it.
See?
Aquarius, Aquarius women can take the truth no matter how bad it is because you don't want to hear our truth.
Y'all are crazy. Y'all are nuts.
We're not. I think we're good people. I think we are a lot to handle. We rebel for the sake of rebelling. We're very open people. We'll do shit other people won't do. Like, we'd be like, okay, I'll try it. Like, we just like...
I think the biggest thing that people that, at least I've gotten as feedback, is people just think that we just don't give a fuck. Like, I feel like people think that we're, like, cold or because we're not. We're so straight up.
You know what it is with y'all? Y'all just be over shit extremely quickly.
We are.
That's what bothers me. Me, I hold grudges. Like, I'm a Scorpio.
We know. You hold grudges from, like, 50 years ago.
We got drunk drinks. This isn't the Scorpio drink.
He's still mad at me for getting them drunk last night.
I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad for real. But, like, y'all definitely over shit extremely quick.
That makes people mad sometimes. Like, especially men. They'll be like, yeah, she's thinking about me. We're like, we ain't thinking about you, motherfucker.
Right, we
went to the next already. Like, we good.
I had somebody that got mad at me just because I wasn't jealous.
I've had guys be like that, too.
Why would I be jealous? I'm me.
Right. Like, we don't get jealous. I've had guys, I really had, like, one of my exes, he's like, I don't understand why you never get jealous. This girl said this. I was like, okay, are you fucking her? Are you fucking her? Because that's a different conversation. So, like, someone says something on your social media.
Right.
Like, I don't care.
I hate jealousy.
I can't go through my comments.
Nothing. Yeah.
Like, I don't go through the phone. I'm not like that. Now, if something is, like, right in front of me, I'm going to cut you the fuck off. I'm never, like, the craziest thing I was throw a guy's shit because he, like, was doing way too much. I just was like, get your shit and get out of my house. Was no, like, crazy. I've never slashed tires. But I've had guys do crazy. I've had guys slash my tires, crash out my windows.
They want a reaction out of us, though.
And I was like, okay, cool. Let me make a phone call, motherfucker.
I don't think I've ever, like, done any, like, crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't.
Yeah, I always have men do crazy shit to me.
That's weak, though. That's weak man shit.
Maybe I'm toxic. I don't know.
You are. Whole time you're the tad of toxic.
What'd you call it?
The dash.
She's the whole dash.
You know what, though? But what I gotta say about Aquarius women, wrapping this up, I think we have big hearts, and we do. We just tend to operate from, like, more from our heads than our hearts. We have such a big heart, and we protect it. So it is hard to we have a wall up at first when we're dealing with people. Yeah. We're so friendly, but then at the same time, we're cool just being by ourselves. Like, we're the life of the party, or we're like, I'm chilling. Like, there's kind of no in between. And we just, we thrive off people's energy. We love meeting people. Facts. And we are a little spontaneous. I mean, like, we'll be like, okay, I gotta go to work tomorrow, but let's go to the strip club. Let's still take our ass to work tomorrow, get shit done. That's
responsible adults.
Yeah, that's just, and I think people because they're like, I don't understand why an Aquarius woman is never gonna be pressed on you. It's not gonna happen.
I don't like that, though. I don't like women that are pressed on me. Like, as a man, like, I want to
show you your toxic ass.
I don't like that. Like, I don't like it. It annoys me.
So can I get you to finally admit that Aquarius women are lit?
I will never admit that on camera. Off camera, I will, though. It's like, nah, y'all cool. Y'all are cool. Y'all are cool. Y'all are cool.
Scorpios love us though. They act like they don't.
Y'all give me the third degree. I feel the fire like from both of y'all right now. Like, like I'm sizzling over here with the looks. It's like, nah, y'all cool. Y'all cool. I definitely get along with y'all.
We the shit.
Y'all are cool. Y'all are cool.
Run down Kevin Gates, Megan Thee Stallion, Rick Ross.
All of them.
I don't really like
Jennifer Anderson.
She's an Aquarius
too.
The only one I like is really Rick Ross. I don't really like anybody else that you mentioned. Not like I'm being honest.
You know Rick Ross is cool. So.
Rick Ross is the man.
Young Miami.
Shout outs to Young Miami looks so good. Young Miami.
I love her.
So
all
good.
that Aquarius are really funny too. We
so
we got like a dark sense of humor that people don't get.
Yes, people think we're hilarious. Like anybody that hangs out with
I just talk about my real life. Yeah. Like, oh my God. But we gotta get into some of this hot tea celebrity news. First of all, one Scorpio I absolutely do fuck with is Drake. He just dropped Scary Hours 2. Did anyone get a chance to listen? You feeling it?
Yeah. I did.
What's your favorite song on there?
The first one.
I like the Lemon Pepper with Rick Ross, my Aquarius brother. You know?
Yeah. Here we go.
I would say that, that's my song.
And I wasn't really too crazy on that Lil Baby record. The one with him and Lil Baby.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. Everybody was like, oh, this is the best verse that Lil Baby ever dropped. And I was like, it's okay.
It's cool, but
it's not bad.
Best.
Like I wouldn't drag it at all. But like when you hype something up like that, I was like, it was not like it wasn't that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was good though. But
it was good. It's like it's not a bad song, but when you have that first song that is just like so high energy and it's just a beat
and then it's flow, like Drake's flow.
And then
crazy.
you know, I like Rick Ross and Drake. Like when they did Ashton Martin music, like that was my shit.
They always do good.
They always do good music. See, Aquarius and Scorpio. Look at
his
that.
whole voice, like I just instantly get like,
Yeah. Can we get an from
Nah, but they definitely do collabs together. I mean, what was the previous one? But You Made Me This Way.
Yes, I was telling Frank about that. I couldn't think of the song.
Roses or something like something.
I know.
I can't remember
something. I forget. Forgive me.
But y'all know what record I'm talking about. Yeah. That was a really good collaboration, and they've always been consistent. Like none of them, like Ross and Drake, whenever they collab, they never like.
But separately too, every project they drop, Rick Ross, like Aquarius, everything that he drops is just good. Like everything, like the whole album, like. And I think we're like in a time where artists don't really do that. They got the singles and album fillers. Like it's good to hear a good body of work.
I forget who it was. Somebody said it was something somebody was saying. It's like, you know, you'll hear all this good music, but it's nothing that you want to like wake up to the next day and you're like, I have to listen to this song.
Yeah, because it's too much. It's like I feel like
you think that's what it is. It's just so over, music. Like it's oversaturated.
It's oversaturated, and that's the like why I like Ross so much as well because. Ross kind of knows his lane, and he knows he's an older artist, but his beat selection is fire. Like, he picks really good beats. His lyrical content is really good, and he knows that he caters to, like, a certain demographic, or older demographic, but people that
But the young people fuck with them.
So you say it's oversaturated, but then it seems like what you're talking about right there is, like, it's certain niche. Like, you know, so if it's oversaturated, do you think it's just, like, too many people doing the same type of music?
I think for sure.
It's not unique enough.
Yeah,
like I feel like I haven't heard like any good like rock music or anything in like years.
I like was thinking about that too. Like when I was a teenager, I remember like the TRL and like middle school. Like it was like we had pop music, we had rap, we had rock, it's like now it's just hip hop. Like pop, hip hop.
Machine Gun Kelly did I think he did a rock album. Honestly, I mean, I didn't listen to it. Whatever, I heard it was good.
I didn't listen to it.
He did a rock album, and I do like rock music. I'm not like super in depth in it, but like I listen to Nirvana. I listen to this band called
I used to love Nirvana. Was like they kind of go with hip hop though, even though they're like rock and roll. Like they were like that.
They were rebel.
They were rebels. They had that shit like. You know, you look at some people that are still like Rihanna. Rihanna's a rock star to me. Travis Scott, we were just talking about, they're rock stars.
Look at Uzi.
Like Wayne, like they're rock stars to me. But I think it's like everyone's trying to do that like whole stripper sound music, like because that's what like sells. Like, and I like that to go out to, but I also still appreciate people who rap, people who have lyrics like Ross, and I think he knows how to work with the younger artists to get the younger people. He's really not fallen off. He's been out since like what, 2005, 2006. Every Day I'm Hustling came out in like 2006, right?
Yep.
And that album was hard. Push it to the limit.
Push it to the limit.
That shit was hard. That was hard. It took the Scarface sample, right? Yeah. So shouts out to them. Now we gotta talk about my girl Lizzo.
What happened with Lizzo? I don't like her.
I like her because she
her.
owns, her truth. She's very... See, this is the Aquarius in me. We like people who are authentic. So she's on live, right? And somebody asked her on live, like, how does it feel to wake up every day and be obese? I'm like...
That's petty.
Wow.
But you know what? Like,
wow.
to say that, you know how many Americans are?
Yeah.
So you're going to ask your mother that? You're going to ask your grandma,
right,
your
like,
cousin,
it's just so out of pocket. And I think her response was so good. I'm going to play it, actually.
You found it?
I did.
Not how do you deal with being obese every day?
Yo, that dry laugh is hilarious.
Oh no, man. I wake up into my obese bed. I have to get like a king bed because I'm so obese. And I put on my obese Louis Vuitton house slippers.
Let him know, bitch!
I walk into my massive obese bathroom and I just stare into my wall-to-wall obese mirror and I just lather myself in the most obese, expensive oils and creams and oh God, I walk into my obese, gorgeous, mid-century modern kitchen and
I'm for her. I like her.
Nah,
I think she played it good.
Yeah,
she played it good. Like, I mean, like, I get it, like, but it's like, why are people so like this on the internet? Like, it's like, just, I don't know, the comments
I think
people
people are just too comfortable on the internet. That's like a whole nother subject.
internet gangsters.
The keyboard killers, that's what I call them.
Ooh, let me hear that again. Yeah.
Because they go type.
They won't say nothing to your face when they see you. They'll be so shit. But that's the thing, because these people have too much power. Everybody has an opinion, and it's not right. It's not right. Like, you shouldn't be, like you said, it's America. Like, there's mad people that's obese out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, like, her owning her truth. I mean, I personally don't like her. I don't listen to her music. So, I don't listen to... The only female rapper I listen to is, honestly...
Well, she's not really a rapper. Like, she's more of, like, a kind of pop R&B.
Yeah.
But her being so comfortable and, doing it for the big girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's cool. That's
I love my plus size girls. I'm a little thick. But, like... I hate that people put women into this, like, category. You gotta have your body done. You gotta look like this. Like, your waist gotta be this big, but you gotta have an ass like you're obese and tits like you're obese. Like, it's not realistic. I think there should be different types of body types, especially for, like, younger girls seeing that shit. Like, I know, like, I kind of, like, have struggled with my own body image because society is, like, so hard on women.
Yeah. I love women of every shape and size.
I do too.
Yes. Get it.
I don't discriminate.
And then we got to talk about Big Sean dropped the visuals with Nipsey Hussle for Deep Reverence. Did you guys catch that?
I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. I'm sorry.
You know me, I'm a huge Nipsey Hussle fan, and I love Big Sean. I think Big Sean is underrated as shit.
Oh yeah, Big Sean's flow
like
definitely catered to, like, this generation of artists for real. He just slept on.
The video was lit. He had Snoop Dogg in the fucking car with him driving. Then he had the Nipsey murals, Nipsey's pictures in the back. And Nipsey's verse, that was probably one of his hardest verses on that
Deep Reverence song is hard.
Yeah. So shouts out to Nipsey Hussle. And on a sadder note, we gotta say rest in peace to Lyrica Chanel. She was the 13-year-old that had brain cancer. Very sad to see someone so young die. Beyonce was singing her songs to her. You had Trey the Truth, who was like, posting pictures with her and everything. Just shows you that life is definitely precious.
Too short.
Yeah. So now we're going to get back to, getting all in y'all guys' business. That's my favorite thing to do. So, I'm going to ask my guests some quick questions, just to get to know them a little bit better. If you don't want to answer anything, you can take a sip and say pass.
All right. I'll drink to that. I'll drink to that.
So...
I was going to say, where's your drink?
Yeah, where's your drink?
You might as well prepare one. So you don't have to do that.
Actually, let's all pour a shot. Let's pour a shot. Are we doing shots?
We can
We can do shots. All right, I'm going to get me first. Tito's, you need to hire me for endorsements. Thank you.
We can pull up. I feel like I'm gonna be passing a lot.
Yeah, you might need 2 shots filled in front of him.
So, first question, we'll just do something like real simple. Where is the weirdest place you ever had sex?
The weirdest place?
The weirdest place.
I gotta pick one?
Yes. Rice, you're first, because you're a Scorpio.
I want to say it's weird. I've had sex in like mad public places. Like I've had sex in like the White Marsh family bathroom. I would say
not the family bathroom.
The family bathroom, because that's the only one that can the door locks or whatever. So I've had sex in there. But the weirdest place, I want to say is weird. I think that'd probably be the weirdest place.
Did you like fuck on the changing station?
Oh my gosh.
And I had sex at a not at a restaurant. Like this girl I was messing with at the time, she worked at a pizza shop, and like there were like no customers, so I would like have sex with her like in the back of the store for real.
Okay,
So,
all right.
but I wouldn't say like the weirdest place.
I mean, the family bathroom.
That might be the family bathroom. Yeah, it might be the family bathroom.
Did people like come in afterwards?
Nah, I mean, if they did, oh wow,
Someone, like coming in with their baby and like shitty diapers and shit.
This is only to do it beforehand.
The
You know?
yeah. Babies
I was just smelling in there.
It smelled like sex. You know what I'm saying? It definitely smelled like sex.
What about you, Miss Aquarius?
Okay, so we're going with the weirdest, right?
Yes.
Okay,
weirdest.
so I would probably say a tree.
On a tree, like on a tree.
Like up
That's
in a
hard.
tree at a party because we didn't want to get seen. So we were.
So were you like up in the
Yeah.
tree? Wait a minute, bitch. How did you keep your balance?
That's amazing. Like for real.
Your DM's gonna be on fire after that. This bitch was good on a tree, keeping her balance, doing all kinds of. My ass would fall to my death and like
You know, I do like martial arts and stuff like that. So you know,
For real.
that's
right.
a lot of balance. So
Wow.
Do you
yeah.
really do martial arts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to plug my parents' school because it's not really appropriate time. But if you follow me on Instagram, at some
That's
point I
cool.
will.
Okay. A tree.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. Me, probably in a park. I had sex with people walking by. That shit, I was really drunk, and I just
I was not.
surprised. I was younger, just having sex. Like people were like walking. It was at night, but I'm like, oh my god, some lady was like, white lady was walking her dog and shit. And I'm just like having sex with this guy who I ended up like not talking to afterwards. I'm not a hoe. This was my like a hoe moment in my 20s. So
We all have them.
yeah. I never. The sex was trash, so I never talked to him.
Yeah, you
after
can't double
that.
back on trash sex.
Yeah, Aquarius women, we could cut you the fuck off with the cutoff game. Okay.
I know.
So
Y'all crazy.
next question. What is like the most embarrassing thing you did like recently? Like recently that you did something embarrassing.
I don't really do embarrassing things.
You do sometimes. Well, I mean, I would be
Like
embarrassed.
in any category?
In any category. Doesn't have to be sexual.
Well, that's a tough question.
That is a good question though, but I'm trying to think.
All right, well, why don't we do this? What is the most embarrassing thing that happened to you while you were having sex? I feel like we should be playing Jeopardy music right now.
With Alex Trebek. Most embarrassing thing that's happened to me when we were having sex. Wasn't really me. It was probably rude, more rude. I remember I was hitting this girl and she queefed and I was dying laughing. Like I just
started busting up.
laughing on her. I was like it just caught me off guard. Like, yo, it was so funny.
I can't focus when that starts happening. I can't because I get so I'm like,
yo, that shit was so
like
funny.
you were like, like
I bust out laughing. Like I was hitting her and I was still hitting her, but I was laughing while I was hitting her. Like,
oh my god,
that would probably be the most embarrassing thing, probably, or rude.
Typical toxic ass Scorpio shit.
It is.
Do you have an embarrassing sex story?
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I can't really think of like anything super embarrassing. I will say like I've definitely been like one time I was doing it. We were drunk off of like some Hennessy, and I like
Honey will do it to you.
I tried to get. It was supposed to be a flip over, and I ended up flying across the room and hitting like
shit.
my dresser, and like my back got all like cut up.
Damn.
So I mean that's sort of embarrassing.
I broke my toe.
Having sex?
Well, getting prepared. So 2 years ago, I was celebrating my birthday. And I came back and I didn't even get that drunk at the club. It was like 9 degrees out. And I come home and my little like situation was coming over for my birthday dick. I'm taking off my shoes. He's there. I'm like getting ready. Like it was more like when trying to be sexy goes wrong. And I tripped and my baby toe like broke on my ottoman. Like it went back. I thought I just sprained it. I just thought I sprained it. And Frank's laughing because he did the videography at my birthday this night. And the next day I was like, I broke my toe. Oh my God. And so I'm thinking I just sprained it, right? And I'm like, so, you know, me and him, the guy I was talking to or whatever, like, we still had sex after that. My friends were like, bitch, you're a champ. You, like, fucked with a broken toe. I'm like, I didn't know I was drunk. I just thought I sprained it. The next day I woke up, it was, like, this big. And it was, like, purple. And I was like, I can't get a shoe on. I need to go to patient first. So that was probably my most embarrassing sex story.
Okay.
Closing things out. We got to do a quick drunk embarrassing story.
Oh, I got a lot of those,
you
man.
know,
I got a lot of those.
The embarrassing drunk chronicle story. What's yours?
I would say embarrassing drunk chronicle stories. Part 1 because there's so many of them. I was leaving a club one night and the girl I was with, I was trashed. Like, I was sloppy drunk. Like
we're noticing this as well.
I was sloppy drunk. Like, I'm leaving, but I was horny as shit. Like I think
Scorpio.
I was probably drinking dark, horny as shit. So I couldn't drive, obviously.
Dark
so the girl,
so
the girl that I'm with, she's driving the car, and we're going back to my place. So I'm taking off my clothes like in the car, like I'm trying to have sex with her while she's driving, and she's like, "Yo, you have to relax." So mind you, like I'm like.
Be sleeping like 10 minutes, so I gotta start now.
Yo, mind you, I'm ass naked. Like, I have no tent in my car neither. So it's like I'm like driving on Northern Parkway. Like I'm just like ass naked and shit like that. So I'm thinking it's about to happen, but she's like, "Yo, I have to get you home." Like, so long story short, I end up like just passing out drunk, and she was so fed up with me that night that she just left me in my car. So I'm butt ass naked. I wake up and like,
you woke up butt ass
naked. I was already butt ass naked.
You were outside, so like when the sun came out, you're just naked.
I'm just naked in the backseat of my car. She's like in the house, like.
Was it like at least a driveway situation? You were like in the parking lot.
Nah, it was like. It was a townhouse, so like it was my assigned parking spot, and my house was like right there. But I'm ass. But like, if anybody was walking, like they would clearly see that I was like ass naked for real, like in the car. Yeah. That's just one of them for real. Like
I feel like we could do a whole series.
I got one more. I remember me and my ex. We were so drunk one time that we were like having like sex at her parents' house or whatever, and like we just passed out, and like we woke up like I'm like her parents like just saw like us naked and shit. Like I got like my dick in my hand like this. Like,
oh wow!
Like, her parents saw us naked. Yeah.
Wow. What about you?
So I feel like I haven't been like heavy drinking such a long time that I don't really have a lot of like good drunk stories.
I feel like you should just take a shot for that.
I've been like working so much, so
she does. You know what? Plug yourself real quick, because like this girl really works her ass off. Let them know that you are fine and smart and a boss. Let them know what you do.
So I'm an ER nurse. Right now I have 2 jobs. I just cut back my hours. I was working 90 to 100 hours a week. Now I'm doing like 72 to 80. So.
Girl, take that shot. You need it.
Yeah, you deserve it. You deserve that shot for real.
I had a similar situation, not being naked in a car, but with someone's parents walking in. I was like, this is where I was young, way younger. Like, the guy still lived at home with his mom. I was probably, like, 19, 20. I was, like, having sex with this guy. And, like, I had been to his house 1,000 times. Like, I mean, it wasn't like he was a teenager, you know, 18, 19.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I hear his mom, like, what's all that noise? Are you okay in there, kid? Like, calling his name.
Not the concern.
And she just walks in and she's like, oh my God! And I'm like, on top of her son, like, right. I was mortified. And she was like, I think you need to go, Tina. I was like, like, see, this is why I fuck with older guys. They got their own place. Because I had my own place at that time. That shit was crazy. But speaking of sex, you know, sometimes people have sex and it ends up bringing a baby into this world. You know, that's kind of what happens sometimes when you have sex. And this is actually a hot topic I wanted to get into because my homeboy's dealing kind of with a situation. Like making children with the wrong person.
Oh man, that's my biggest fear in life.
You have any kids?
I have no children.
I'm the soul.
You know, and he was just like dealing with that. I'm like, well, this is who you chose to make a child with. Whether you, I mean, you decided to have unprotected sex with this person. I think people need to take into, you know, consideration, like a baby might come from this. Yeah. And I know sometimes people they're cool when you're dealing with them, then you have that baby with them and you see a whole different side of them.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. You said that's your biggest fear?
Yeah, because, I mean, you know, when you're younger, you know what I'm saying, I feel like, I think our, like, society emphasizes too much of, they over-sexualizing things, but, and what I mean by that is, like, you gotta find yourself, and there's nothing wrong with kind of, like, dating, like dating a whole bunch of people, especially when you're young, because you don't even know who you are yet. You know what I'm saying? Which is understandable. But if I'm so infatuated with this individual or this female, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's amazing, but really, I'm saying all this because the pussy's torch. You know what I'm saying? Like, torch. But there
are no hard times, no decision making, financial planning, nothing.
Right. But you're just thinking of you know, that chemical imbalance at that moment is just taking over, and then you really get to know the person. It's like, yo, like, this is fucked up. Like this person is really a fucked up individual, or, you know, they're not my type of person. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like just have protected sex, yo. Like just have protected sex. Like I know it's easier said than done. You know what I mean? But that's like my biggest fear.
And you never know. Depending, no matter what conversation you have, that girl may decide that she wants to keep it.
Yeah.
I've had so many guy friends that have ended up in situations, even if they've had that conversation. I even had somebody that she said she got an abortion, and then like his friend was like, "Yo, I saw Shorty. She got a whole 1-year-old."
It's
their kid. Yeah, it's their kid. You know what I'm saying?
That's wild.
So, you know, I've known people that have done that or just cut off or just not say anything. You know, I've had people that I've been friends with that have just decided to never say anything to the other person because they thought they were trash.
Yeah, I don't. When you have a child, though, this is my thing, and I'm the product of not having a father around. You need both parents. Even if you hate that motherfucker, like, you gotta figure a way to make it work. Now, unless they're, like, putting the kid in an unhealthy, you know, they're on drugs, they're abusive, like, I get it. You know, you don't want your kids in certain situations. But it's like, some people still, I think, let their feelings get into it. Like, they're mad that, oh, that person doesn't want to be with me anymore. At this point, I think you gotta kind of put it aside. And I don't have children, but I was in a relationship with someone who had a baby mother for a while. And I even told him, like, and her at the same time, like, your kid is watching this. Like, your kid needs to come before you two arguing. And, you know, and he would just, like, make her out to seem horrible. I'm like, no, you
can't do that. Like, I mean, I have a 3-year-old, but I try to never, ever, you know, my ex put me through a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't know about. Even when we got divorced, people were surprised because they just didn't know anything that was going on. And I still don't talk about a lot of stuff because, to me, it's like, you know, your kid, at the end of the day, it doesn't affect me. I'm fine. I got my money. I got my job. I'm good. Like, I don't need
living her best life.
You know, I'm living my best life. So I'm not bitter about the situation. Right. If anything, like, you know, it helped me get out of the situation. I grew so much as a person afterwards. So to me, like, bringing anything that into my son's life is not worth it for him. But a lot of women and men don't see it. Like, either the man thinks that I gotta use this to try to get her back, or she's like, I gotta do this to try to hurt him, and they use the kid as a tool. So, like, whenever you are in those situations, you really gotta think about that stuff.
Yeah. And then I feel like some people get in this whole child, like, support thing, and they get that in the middle. Like, somebody said, well, she wants all this money. I'm a good father. And it's like, my guy, like, you're giving her...
Your kids are expensive.
You're giving her $300 a month. Like, that's some shoes, really, in this.
That's nothing. That's
you know, if you're not living together, like, a lot of stuff goes into supporting a kid.
Yeah,
you know,
especially
you got healthcare.
The kid is there with the one parent all the time.
All that sorts of stuff.
And then you look at some of these celebrity, like, baby mothers who are like, who was it who was like $50,000 a month is not enough.
So there's difference between child support and, like, alimony to me. Like, when you start paying, like, a certain amount, that's alimony more than child support.
Yeah.
They try to put me on child support.
What?
Even though I had my son most of the time, at the time that I got my divorce, I had my son during the week. Mm-hmm. And they tried to put me on child support solely just because I made so much money compared to my ex.
What?
Yeah.
What?
That's wild.
But the court like voided it and all this, because he didn't want any money from me. He was doing his part when he had him, and I was doing my part when I had him. We just wanted to separate everything. Yeah. But when you get divorced, they make you do custody, they make you do child support, all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, and when you look at a purely, financial standpoint, I'm like, that's not what the kid needs to provide. You know what I'm saying?
Kids are expensive. I don't think people realize that. They like, oh, I want this girl to have my baby, and I had guys say dumb shit like that to me. They've been trying to.
But can you take care of yourself though? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like I'm
take care of themselves. Like, you gotta be smarter with who you make kids. And I get it when you're younger. We all dumb. Like, I was dumb in love in my 20s, but like I saw what I wanted to see. Mm-hmm. But it's like there's still people in their 30s and their 40s making these mistakes. And like I said, I think having a child shows different sides of people, but it's like, you gotta be careful. This is now a whole human being.
Yeah, and I will say, like, on my end, I will say that I kind of fell into the trap of thinking, like, a certain, like, not American dream, but, like, a societal standard. Mm-hmm. Like, I got married when I shouldn't have gotten married. Mm-hmm. But, I love my parents. They have such an amazing relationship. They have such an amazing marriage that I just thought that that's what you did. You deal with, you work through whatever you have problems. Right. I did not see red flags because I thought if you were in love and you just worked through it. Yep. Yeah. So I fell into the opposite type of trap that most people do, where it's like, all right, well, I should get married, and then when you're married, you should have a kid. Like, my ex is the one that pushed having a kid at the time. So it's like I did kind of a little bit of the opposite, where I wasn't really necessarily looking at the whole situation, who I was dealing with, what was actually like really going on. I was just like, all right, you're supposed to get married, you're supposed to have a kid, you're supposed to do X, Y, and Z, and that's how that is.
But that's what society puts in our heads. Like, even me, like, when I was in my 20s, I'm playing house with someone, help raising that kid. Because I'm like, oh, I'm getting older. I guess I need to settle down and be with someone who I don't really love and is trash. In my 20s, it was like, red flags, yes. Come to me, like.
But you can even love somebody and they could not be a good parent.
And he wasn't a good parent.
You gotta look at somebody and be like, you know what? Maybe we should be together, but do I want to have a kid with you? No. Am I okay with being with you and not having a kid? You gotta, you really gotta think of those things.
I can't deal with anyone who doesn't take care of their children. Even I should be friends with anyone who takes care of male or because there's a couple women I've known. Like, I'd be like, bitch, like, get your shit together. That it worked for me. I'd be like, oh, I don't like you. You don't take care of your children. Like, got better clothes on than their kids.
Yeah, and I've had people that have asked me. They were like, "What would you say?" Because they got a hoe pass or whatever. They're like, "What would you say if a kid popped up?" I'm like, "Well, you better take care of them."
Yeah, right.
If you didn't, like, I've known people that have tried to like get their man to deny a child that's popped up or whatever, and it didn't even happen in the relationship. Especially if it did not happen while we were dealing together. You better acknowledge that kid. You better take care of that kid, otherwise, I'm not going to respect you as a person.
No, for sure. I agree with you. I agree with you.
I mean, you just gotta, I don't know. I mean, shit happens, but you gotta move through it. That's what, like, I was telling my homeboy, like, at this point, you're gonna just have to, like, bite down your pride or something and figure a way out, because now you got a kid. And she might be a lot.
It's hard to separate that person and that kid. My recommendation is, like, when you're in those type of situations, you gotta look at it and you say, all right, what? It's not even an L, because a lot of people get their pride involved, but if you're really handling everything you need to on your end, it doesn't really matter. If they want to bug you or whatever, you just ignore that shit. Yeah. You handle what you gotta handle and you take care of your kid. Even if they're being petty about it, even if they're trying to drag the situation, whatever you need to do for your kids, some of the stuff, like, you don't want anybody to, like, walk all over you, but at the same time, you gotta put your kid first.
Child.
You gotta start boundaries, and then you gotta put your kid above your pride to a certain extent, though.
So just remember, safe sex is the best sex. It's really not the best sex, but it's probably the best because, as I always say,
you don't get
a baby and herpes are forever.
No. Especially if you're a Scorpio and you like them toxic bitches.
I do.
You worried about someone's gonna pop up with a child on you?
Nah, because I have a vasectomy, so I cannot have kids. Like, nah, I don't have a vasectomy. I would.
Is that what you tell them?
I've thought about it, but nah, I don't have a vasectomy. But I'm not. If I have a kid, I have a kid. I feel like I'm gonna be a good ass dad. So
I think it's like different now. Like, if I would have had a kid in my 20s, it probably would have been like I would have figured out what to do. But the men I messed with in my 20s were trash. So
I just feel like women are trash. Like finding good caliber women is just like It's hard. Like for a single guy.
Take
like,
a shot.
Nah, for real.
Take a shot.
Take a shot.
Well, I gotta take a shot.
You know what though? I told my friend, I said, I feel like you either get in one or two categories. You either get in the females, like I feel like all of my females are like some boss ass females. You know what I'm saying? Like they get money, they take care of shit.
And they have a hard time finding guys.
They have a hard time finding guys that'll pay for shit. Anything for them. Yeah. And then I have a group of guy friends that is the opposite. They have a hard time finding girls that'll do shit. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it's like you either in one category or the other. And
That's
like
true.
people just need to somehow figure out how to get the categories together.
And then I think it's also a lot of guys will say they want women like us. Women who are these alpha females who are, going after their dreams, getting the bag. Don't let people walk all over, but still like good women. Like any man I ever dealt with, like they still would deal with me or we became cool from it, except like the couple of the crazy ones that may have to get restraining orders, Capricorns. But like I'm not a bitter person. Even guys that like did me wrong, I'm like, yo, this ain't it. It's cool. I wish you well. Like,
but a lot of men though, I think we spoke about this before, like they gotta be comfortable. Like they'll say they want that, but they're not used to having a busy woman in their life. You know what I mean?
But the other thing is, if you are not secure as a man, I will tell you because I've been in situations before where it's like I've had to try to play the role of being less than somebody, even though I was more than them.
I like that.
And only because if I was more than them, they could not level up.
But
they wanted to be the man in the relationship, but they weren't really actually willing to be a man.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, get your shit together, yo. Yeah. Like, as a man, I'm not intimidated by a woman making more money than me. That makes me want to be like, okay, let me step my shit up.
Don't say this.
I'm an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? So you're a little different. You know what I mean? But
it is hard to find men like that. Yeah. Like men want to not necessarily. They want to be doing the same shit that they're doing, but have a woman be under them, submissive them, and they like if somebody's more than that, they have a hard time dealing with that because they feel like less than a man.
No, I don't want that.
And like I can't live a double life.
I've
tried that. And it tore me down so much.
There's some women like I'm very alpha female boss bitch, but like if I'm fucking with you, I might cook you a meal. I might do, I want to do. I like to, but I want it in return. Like that's meet me halfway. Like I'm not gonna be doing all this sexual stuff, cooking you meals, doing all kinds of shit, and you ain't doing shit for me. Like it needs to be the same. If you love the shit out of me, that's how Aquariuses are. I'm gonna love the shit out of you and hold you down. Mm-hmm. Like, but if you try to play with me, I'm gonna hurt your feelings. That's But that leads me into my next topic. So you and me had a every time he's like, let me get prepared. I'm not ready for this. So we were talking about this whole Madonna syndrome.
Oh yeah, the Madonna horse syndrome.
Can you break this down for people?
So I'm gonna break it down because I've been in this situation a lot and I understand it a lot. So the Madonna horse syndrome is that most men, they're either going to categorize you as a Madonna, which is like this amazing woman, that's their wife material, whatever, or the horse syndrome, which is they want to slut you out. So a lot of times men...
He's like, I'm not ready for this.
I'm going to get into the psychology of cheaters, right? So a lot of times cheaters will wife the Madonna because that's who they want. But they don't want to slut her out because then she's a slut to them. So then they get a side piece that's like their slut. And if that Madonna gets into that slut category, they don't respect her as much. And they don't want to wife her.
This is a real ass topic.
But I'm going to tell you, as a woman, we're both. Like, I'm a very monogamous female. When I'm in a relationship, I'm very serious about I like one person. I don't like being around all that type of stuff. So to me, you got to fill both categories.
Yeah, nowadays.
But I've a million times I've been in a situation where like I even have not like whoever I've been with has put me in the Madonna. I've always been put in the Madonna category because I'm just I'm that type of person. I got a lot of shit going on for me. I'm a nice person. I got a good job. I do good things. So I get put in that category. So then the other, the little freak side of me, people don't fulfill. So then I'm like, yo, you cheating on me. You're not even fucking me.
Right.
Like, what's going on? Like, I'm the one that should be cheating because I'm not happy. I'm not satisfied. Like, nothing's going on my end. Like, what's going on? I should be the one that's miserable and cheating, but you're the one that's cheating. And a lot of times that becomes because they can't put you in the category of the whore complex.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So that's the Madonna whore complex.
I'll learn something.
People, so like that's like when you get a lot. When you get a lot of people that are like, oh, he wants X, Y, and Z for me. He doesn't want me to dress like this, but then he'd be like all these sluts on Instagram. He'd be like, these models. Like oh, you like her outfit, but I can't wear anything below this neckline or whatever.
It's like having you want to have your cake and eat it too.
They want to hold this girl like you're on this pedestal, but they're still doing you wrong by fucking with this other type of girl. And I think it's different now. Like for years we've been kind of taught like women, you're not supposed to be these sexual beings. You're not supposed to like sex. You're not supposed to be a freak too. And it's like women think about sex just as much as men. Right. It's more acceptable for men to be these sexual beings. Oh, I fucked. And it's like, you said something, and I had this conversation with somebody else the other day. I would never wife her. She's a hoe. I'm like, but did you fuck her? Were you in her vagina? So you know who she's really fucking? Yeah, I was talking about, this was some other guy friend. We were talking about Kim Kardashian. And he was like, y'all blame Kanye West, but it's her third failed marriage. I'm like, anybody who thinks they could be married to Kanye West, I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I don't necessarily love either of them.
I don't either.
Kim, to be honest with you, has held Kanye down a lot.
Hell yeah.
She has been like she's been a real ass bitch for that.
She is. I'm like, okay, she's 40. She's in Hollywood. People have tons of marriages. Yeah. If you know about her first marriage was an abusive marriage. Like he beat her up and shit. And she was in that young, got out of that, and then the guy, and I'm not like, listen, I'm not the Kim Kardashian spokesperson. I'm just using it as like an example. Chris Humphries, I mean, he was obviously using her to get clout. Like, you know, when Meek Mill's like, take your girl Chris Humphries, like, he was trying to get Kim's fucking money. Like, so it's hard to be a woman in that industry that's got more money than a lot of guys and looks good. And then Kanye, I mean, she built Kanye out of fucking debt.
I have barely seen her ever drag Kanye as crazy as acted. I've never seen her talk about it badly, nothing. Right, she really has been down for him.
But they were quick to call her a hoe. And I'm not saying like anything, but like, yeah, she made a sex tape with her boyfriend and she's a hoe. Like, but just these women.
How many sex tapes have we all made?
Right. How many sex? Anything leaks, I'm suing somebody. That's all I say. With your man, though, and that's my thing. It's like we're so quick to call women hoes and not these men. Like, I would never wife her. She's a hoe. But you want to fuck with the hoe. You want to wife the girl here, but you want to fuck the hoe. So, like, is the hoe winning or is the wife winning? Like,
I would say the hoe's winning, really. At the end of the day, like, she's winning. She gets hers and she don't gotta deal with the wifey issues. You know
so as a man, now that you've been introduced to the Madonna whore complex, do you feel like that's a real thing?
Since you broke it down,
like for you personally, do you feel like you've seen that?
Me personally, like with my friends, hell yeah, I've seen that. Me, I'm kind of like you. When I'm in a relationship, I don't really cheat or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But hell yeah, I've seen my friends have like beautiful girlfriends, and I'm like, yo, why are you cheating on your girl with this girl that's trash? Like,
do you think it's like a mental thing? Like,
I think
do you
it's
guys
a
are?
power thing.
You think it's like to a certain extent? I feel like sometimes there's so much visual exposure. There's so much exposure to quote unquote like whore culture that like when you put your girl in that, then you visualize her like fucking other people.
No man wants to see like their girl slutted out. You know what I'm saying? Like no man wants to see that.
So what makes you think a woman wants to see their man hoed out? Like
it's society. So
but that's what I'm saying. It's a double standard. It's like oh girl, he just cheated on you. He still loves you. He pays the bills and he comes back to you. And he fucked someone raw without a condom and could have given you an STD or got a bitch pregnant. But he loves you.
I think it's a power thing, really, for men. I think at that point, he's like, man, I got the Madonna. You know, I got the Madonna. Yeah. She loves me or whatever, and I'm still doing out here. You know, I'm still giving out community wood to everybody. Like it's a power thing for sure.
Like oh look what I got. This is my girl.
Yeah,
and then,
it's a power thing.
In your head, what do you think blocks them from giving that same type of like I don't want to say slut treatment, but to like the girl that they're with?
That's a good question. Maybe
like I was not.
I wasn't prepared for that question, but
Bryce, where are you at right now?
I'm here.
Where are you at? No,
but like what time? This is a good discussion just for anybody viewing or whatever. Yeah. It's like if you're with a girl and you don't want to give her that treatment, why? Because she probably wants it. Most women do.
Yeah.
I think for a man, if he does that slutty shit with the girl, like I feel like he's thinking like, damn, she's probably done this with somebody else or whatever. You know what I mean?
What about this whole like what do they say? Like, lady in the streets, freak in the bed kind of thing. Because men, I'm sorry, men want freaks in the bedroom. Even if they're their wife, like,
I don't, and same with girls.
Yeah, I'm a freak.
I like some vanilla dick. Like
I want you to make me feel sexy, and I want to do some freaky shit with my man. Like, you're in a relationship. I said this on another show. Like, sex is a big part of a relationship to me. And I think, like, some of these guys think, like, a woman's not supposed to enjoy sex as much as the man. Like, I don't know. It's 2021. Like, bitches want to get fucked.
It's society standard. Like, you know, men definitely are looked, you know, like as gods in that aspect. You know, like they're championed in that aspect. You know what I mean? And I feel like women are kind of in that light now as well. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, we was talking earlier. Like, look at Lori Harvey. Like, Lori Harvey, she's a successful woman. She's been with, you know, significant, powerful men in the industry or whatever, and y'all champion her. I feel like she's like has that guy complex.
So I feel like, okay, so what I'm taking, you know, I'm a summarizer. So what I'm taking from everything that you're saying is basically when it comes to like that type of interaction, that you're basically saying that men like to be the first.
Yeah.
And they don't want to see anybody else in that place.
At all.
Yeah.
So when you come into like doing some freaky ass shit with your girl or anything like that, if it's too like you don't necessarily not necessarily you, but like certain people don't want to get into that territory because then they're gonna see like, oh, she's done with somebody else.
Yeah.
Because not like we're not fucking with virgins. You know, most people have had sex before, so it's not like your first territory. So when you get into that category, if you're considering somebody like a wifey material, you don't want to think about any other man being.
Or if she's doing some like new shit in the bed or whatever, it's like, damn, like.
But you want to be the one to teach her.
Like, right, like I feel like with men we have to be the one to teach her.
But I have to say, like, now, you know, a bitch in her baby 30s. Like, once you hit 30, like, women are horny all the fucking time. Yeah. I say that, like, and like, I was trash at having sex in my 20s all minute. I didn't know what the fuck I thought I knew what I was doing.
Nobody
But
knew.
like my 30s, it's like I'm comfortable with myself. And it's like, I'm gonna do, like, I feed off the person. So if they do, I might do some nasty shit. If you're boring, I'm gonna be boring. Like, I feed off of you, but I'm like, I'm having sex to get off, to get mine. Like, there's a purpose. Like, it's not like, I just want to have sex and just get him off. And
why are you talking like that?
You know, that's like, is that how you talk to your 20s? Yeah, it's like, oh, okay.
That's 20s teen, right?
Yeah, I don't care about having an orgasm. I'm like, nah, you gonna give me this orgasm. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, you came already?
Oh, okay, all right. Wait, what? I got limited time, baby. What we doing? But, you know, like, women enjoy sex. And it's like, if I'm with someone, I want to enjoy sex, too. But going back, like, the Lori Harvey, the Megan, the Stallion we were talking about, like, these guys, they'll be like, oh, she's a hoe. You can tie them, I don't know, like, you can tie them to, like, 3 or 4 guys. And no, the father and the son shit was wild. I don't know. That was a little wild. That was a little wild.
I would say, like, most of the people say Lori Harvey's the GOAT. Not necessarily say God, you know, like, made her, like, God category, but she's the GOAT because she pulled that off.
Right, but then, like, you know, we call some of these women in the industry, Cardi B, they drag her. She's a hoe. You can just tie her to Offset and she's married to him. She's talking about being a freak with him. Now, Beyonce talks about drunken love and, you know, surfboard. It's like, oh, it's Beyonce because Beyonce didn't get sexual until
a whole nother category.
But she didn't get really sexual until she got married. Yeah. You know, Cardi B is talking to sex and she's a hoe. I'm like, where is the analogy of her being a hoe if she's married to someone and she's talking about doing shit with her husband? Yeah. And then Megan, like, you can tie her to, like, Moneybagg Yo, Tory Lanez, and now, like, Party, maybe, like, one other guy. I'm like, she's single. So what are you supposed to do? Just not date anybody till you're married?
I mean, like, blah, blah, blah. That's what I was saying earlier. Like, yo, we're in a society where, like, yo, it's cool to date. Like, it's not it shouldn't be a standard that, oh, she's dating such and such amount of person, she's a hoe or whatever. I mean, it is like that in society, but it shouldn't be like that. Like, you should be comfortable with dating. If you're attracted to somebody and you want to fuck them, go fuck them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, especially if you're single. Yeah. Like,
I will say, I think that sometimes with the celebrities and stuff like that, it gets into, like, almost like how we have, like, friend circles. Like, if you date everybody in a friend circle, the problem is that when you date in a celebrity circle, everybody knows every motherfucker. Yeah, so, you know, like if you date somebody in the industry or whatever, it's not like you date somebody in your hometown. You know what I mean? So, like, sometimes there is a little bit that plays into that factor that everybody knows each other. But at the same time, it's overblown.
I just don't like hearing like women are hoes, and it's just like, come on.
And it's like 3 bodies.
Like, right? Oh my God, I can't count all the people I had sex with on one hand. I mean, I'm 30-some years old. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I was in relationships with a lot of these people. But when I'm single, I'm gonna do single shit, and someone might look at me and think I'm a hoe, and I'm like, you're not gonna get this. So you know, like, I don't know. I think like a lot of people are intimidated by strong women or women who say like, yeah, I like sex, I like this. And they're like, oh no, I can't wife that because other guys want her. Do you not want somebody that other guys want? You know?
Yeah, you want somebody that other guys want. You know what I mean? You want to feel like, yeah, that's me. Like, I won that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like calling out prizes or materialistic items or whatever, but as a man, yeah, you want the best of the best.
I don't know. It's
weird. It's weird. Like, it's because there's a lot of double standards in society. You know what I mean? And it's not right, but that's just how it is in American culture. You know? So
I don't know.
You don't know? Tina's a hoe, though.
I am not a hoe. And you know what killed me? I did a video because I think people think I have like this great like love life, and it's really like tragic half the time. And I did this video. I was like, what people think my DMs are like, and I was like, I got hoes, you know.
Yeah.
And it was like some Jason horror movie. And here goes this motherfucker. The first comment, her shit's really like that though. Like,
I gotta gas her up. I gotta gas her up
there. I don't know.
I'd be with a lot of ugly and broke people.
Man, that's how it be in my DMs. I be having the ugliest.
What's the craziest shit up in
you want to keep flying me out?
DM, yo, this girl, like, she sent me a bitch. Ugliest girl sent me like a pussy video. Like, she was playing.
Shut up,
pussy,
nuh-uh.
You know, so I'm bi, right? I've had some not so great girls slide in my DM. And I'm just like, I love your confidence, but not you.
Yo, like, ugly girls have the greatest confidence.
They do.
Like,
The greatest confidence. But you know what? My dad, he said that this is, because he was saying that when he was in high school, because my dad was real shy. He said that he never understood how these ugly guys got all these girls. And he said, you know what you do? You cast your net wide. So you go after 50 people, you won't get 3. It may only be 3. But if you only catch your net for 3 people, you may not even get in.
No, that's a
So that's why some ugly people be winning, because they just be casting that net wide.
Yeah, and somebody gonna bite though. Yep. Somebody gonna bite sooner or later. That's true. That's true.
I've dated some ugly guys. I like it's that personality for me. Like they were like ugly handsome. Like, you know what I mean? Like that. I like a little edge, a little roughness. You know, It looks like you committed felonies, but you're still not committing felonies.
Good job. You cleaned up your life now.
You cleaned up your life now. You know, but I like that little edge. Like, I don't like pretty boys.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like I've dated some guys like that all the bitches want, and they're fucking all the bitches. And like, I don't want someone that's like. I've had a guy who like really thought he was prettier than me. Like it was a competition, like in the mirror.
What you mean?
Like just like
that's crazy.
It's just that's a little too feminine. I like really manly.
I like manly men, and then I can't actually say if you're too straight laced, I can't do it because I don't always do straight laced things. So you know,
I am all over the place too. I mean, Aquarius, I got a type, but then sometimes I've dated motherfuckers. They be like, "Bitch, that's not your type." I'm like, I just tried it out.
Yeah,
I don't know. What do you think is your ideal type?
My ideal type, I mean, I've had my past types were like ratchet and shit, being real, but like my ideal type, I would like,
pulling
y'all got me thinking about like what I want in women and shit today. I wasn't ready for this, but I would say my ideal type, you know.
He's single, ladies.
I am. I'm very single. Go
ahead. Show him the hair. He doesn't have his bun on today.
I don't have my fun bun on, you know.
Man bun.
You know what I'm saying? But I would say my ideal type, I definitely want like, you know, a boss woman. You know what I'm saying? A boss woman, an entrepreneur, whatever she is, that she just handles her. I want a responsible adult. Like that's hindsight. That's all I really want. Like that's all I really want. Like just handle your business. You can be a 9-to-5er. You can be an entertainer. As long as you handle your business, you're responsible. You respect me. I respect you. That's all I want. You know what I mean? And that you're confident within yourself. Like, you know, because there's a lot of broken people out here. Like,
it is.
If you don't love yourself, you know, like I can, you know, knock on wood, I could die tomorrow, and I want you to still survive. You know, I want you to still be still handle your business. So I want somebody that loves themselves and is a strong woman at the end of the day. That's what I want.
What's your ideal type?
Do you talk about men or women?
So interesting. I always wonder about people who are, you know, bisexual. Like, is your male type kind of like your
totally
different? So what is your type in women and what is your type in men?
So I would say that I tend to be more of the aggressive type when it comes to females.
Mm-hmm.
So I tend to be like yeah, I like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to be the one that's initiating shit. I like that type of stuff. So I would say like
you're a pimp.
I would say that word. I would not say that word, but I'm definitely a charmer, and I tend to be more the alpha when it comes to females.
But then with the men.
But with the men, I like to submit, but I'm not going to ever put myself down.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be above me.
Yeah. I want to ask you a question. So I talked about this on another podcast, and they dragged me because I said, I believe all women have a little bit of bisexual in them. Now, if they choose to act on it, but they're a little curious. Look, he just got excited. He's like, all right, I can get into this conversation. Do you feel like that's true?
Yes.
And do you get irritated though because you're really bisexual? Do you feel like women do this fake bisexual thing too?
Yes. So I was talking to my friend about this the other day because there's two types of bi women, and it's really hard as an actual woman that likes girls to figure out what you are. Like especially if you're out in a public setting, if you're in a club setting. Girls all the time will act fake gay to get attention from guys.
Right.
They'll either want to they'll kiss you, they'll rub up on you, they'll dance up on you, and it's purely to get attention from the guy that they're with because to make them seem sexual. And it's just like girls that do threesomes that don't really want to fuck the girl. Right. Like they're doing it for the guy. They're not doing it for themselves, and it's trash. So then as a female, it's hard to figure out are you just being friendly to get their attention or are you into me?
So are you going to pay attention if you're in the club and you see a girl touching another bitch's ass? Are you going to be like, I know this is a dumb question, but I'm just
every guy's going to say yes.
Shit, I'm looking too.
But I will say the other part is that I've known a lot of purely straight, super straight women that just love females. You can I've known a lot of people that have been even people that have been I want you to turn me out, certain things like that. I've had girls say that to me before.
Wow.
Because they just love the vibe that females give off, or especially the older you get, I feel like women feel that way more, especially if they're single.
Yeah.
Because they're just they just get attracted to that vibe of a woman.
I'm 2 seconds away from getting a girlfriend.
Yeah, and women are beautiful.
So I got a question for you. Are you are they girls that they have to be girly girls?
I like femmes. Okay. I personally like femmes. Okay. I like girly girls.
So do you?
That's what I'm attracted to.
So do you think how do you? I don't want to say the wrong word or whatever. So the women that
they want to drag him.
So dom stuff.
Yeah. Do you find those? You don't find those?
I found maybe one or two attractive, but they're still I think they're called stems.
So did you?
I think they're in between.
So did you find them attractive because they look like a woman or because they look like men?
Just because they're hot. I don't know.
But what makes them? But what make? I don't understand.
Would you smash Young Ma?
Yeah, to me, so if you look at Young Ma, for example, what is that Bad Bitch Anthem? You watch that video?
Yeah.
She's just so into it. That energy, yes. I like that type of energy. So it's that's not my type. That's not my type at all. I would say 9 times out of 10, no.
So is it it's the confidence?
But it's the type of confidence, the energy, that sort of thing. If I ever look at it,
my views are going so.
You know what I'm saying? If I ever were to look at a dom, it's a little bit more of the pretty dom, or just that super confident. Watch that video.
No, I've seen it. I've seen it. I know what you're
that's my favorite. You just be like. Yo, can I have both of y'all?
Because it's funny because you're not the only woman. Multiple women say the same thing about her. They're like, yo, I was give her a shot. So
she's pulled some bad bitches.
And I'm telling, me personally, once I got divorced, I'm telling you, some of the girls that I've has talked to me or whatever, I'd be surprised about how many girls that I can pull that I never thought was in my league. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They are so fine, but when you're confident and when you're nice, especially in the female world, you win.
Yeah,
because women love that.
They just get taken back.
They're so sensual. They love to be appreciated.
So
they love to have fun. They love that happiness, that smile, everything. Women love that.
So is it more too because she's a female, so she kind of understands you a little bit better than a male would already?
I wouldn't say that. I think it's just you just vibe on a different level. Like I said, it's that. Yeah. It's that happiness level. It's that that vibe is so important to other females that when they see that in another person, especially confidence, it's you get a combination of sexual attraction and then like not role model, but like you see like that's like, you know, you're like, I want to be like that and I want to be with that.
Yeah, okay.
You get both.
Okay.
And we're in a society too, like, it's like sometimes women always are competing with other women. Because I know, like, women, I'll meet women. I never have beef with girls. Like, it's guys usually. Like, women, like, I don't care. Like, I want to hang around pretty women. I want to hang around boss-ass women.
That, yes.
I love that energy. It's going to motivate me. And I'm like, I'm never hating on a woman. Like, it makes me want to, like, boss up.
Are confident.
That's why, because we're confident. It's be like, fine, I'm going to go out with the baddest bitches, and I may not be the baddest bitch in the group. I mean, I'm cute. But, you know, like, I'm still going to get attention because of my personality. This is what I was telling my friend. She was like, I'm like, look, I got a little stomach. You know, I'm going to still pull who I want to pull because of my confidence. Like, and your personality. At the end of the day, you can be beautiful, but if you're ugly inside, you know, no one's going to really want to fuck with you.
Yeah.
I do think Aquarius, we do have a little bit of masculine energy, a little bit.
A little bit. We do have a little bit of that, like, I don't know. I guess you say it's like the player vibe. We have a little bit like I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, for sure. We have that little bit of like male energy.
We do
like,
get bored.
Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy.
We're not crazy. So would you ever deal with a woman that was bi if she was like, I want to be with you and have a girlfriend?
I wouldn't mind it because, like, from a male standpoint, I'm not intimidated by like another woman. Like, in that
but it's
aspect.
not like I think men think like, oh, they're gonna have a threesome with me.
Not even that.
What
Like,
if she wants to go out?
If she wants to go out with like
in
another
love
girl,
with the other girl,
I wouldn't really mind that. Really, you know what I mean? I wouldn't mind a dude. Yeah, like, I would have a problem with that. But like another woman, nah, I wouldn't mind that at all.
So have you ever run into that situation?
I mean, I have a girlfriend now. So I do have a girlfriend. But like our dynamics, like if we were to get boyfriends, wouldn't be to like bring them into the relationship. Okay. Like we're like our own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in closing, would you say every woman does have a little bit of bi-curious or bisexual?
For sure.
They really like drag me. They're like, every woman. I'm like, look,
they do.
I probably, when I was in my 20s, would have said like, no. But like, as you get older, you get open to more things. I like penis. I mean, I'm open-minded to stuff, and I may have had situations before. But I'm just saying, like, I just think it's like I'm more accepting of people now. Like, if someone,
women are also just so beautiful. Like, you just see, like, especially as you get older, you just appreciate women for being women.
Yeah.
And like we were saying, like every shape and size, like women just like, I don't know, like men are kind of, don't get me wrong, like I said, I'm bi. But like men are just kind of, you know, men. But women, it's like, well, you got this voluptuous woman. You got this woman that got a pretty face. You got this woman that just has this personality. Like I've been attracted to women that even necessarily, like if you look at them, may not be like the hottest, but like talking to them, being around them, this energy is just like, wow. Like I feel like women are so much like more dynamic in what you appreciate that even if you're straight, you can find them hot.
Yeah, I check women out all the time, and it's not like a hating place or not like saying I want to fuck them. I'll be like, oh, she's cute. She's pretty. I think it's more accepted. We're like, oh, yes, bitch. Like, it's just where men don't really like, you know,
that dick print.
Like, yeah. Go ahead in those gray sweatpants, bro. Yes. You were killing it. You might be like, no, I like your jacket. It's hard. But, you know, like,
no homo, though.
No homo.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like men do compliment each other, but it's not like we going up like women are more. Y'all just more friendly with one another.
Yeah, I've had my ass, my tits grabbed by so many straight women all the time.
Man, you doing that?
You
we
can't
fighting.
do that.
What's the craziest like pickup line a woman ever said to you? Slid in your DM like something crazy. Like what's the just?
I'm not really the one spitting them, so I can't even say.
Okay, all right.
Okay, Kobe Bryant.
All right.
No, you know I'm real good. It's also every pickup line's different.
What's the best pickup line you use then? She's like, I don't want to be giving out my game.
Right?
Come on, give us a little something.
I mean, you know, I'm a word player. So, like, you just gotta play on words. If they post a caption or something like that, you know, just say something slick. That's
Look at her face right now. It's just
she already got it already. Now, with me, I'm a funny guy. Like, I try to, like, I feel like most guys kind of respond the same to every picture. So, let's say if she's posting, like a picture where she's, like, in Miami or whatever, she got her toes, I'll be like, yo, girl, you got a corn on your toe or something. You know what I mean? Just a little funny shit.
Oh, no. I don't like that.
Yeah, it worked for me, though.
Yeah, no, I believe it because a lot of girls like that mild irritation, but not
I don't like that. I don't like when you pick on me. I mean, it's funny. Like I like to roast people and them roast me back. Like once we're dealing with each other, like the jokes. But like not off the jump. You gotta say something like better. If you say
I would say something about like, you know, oh, I'm sorry you're feeling so bad. Maybe you need a nurse. Like that sort. Like, like you better.
That's why they call her big lane.
Come in this lane, like that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's more like that. That's more my vibe.
I feel you. Nah, for me that worked though. It worked every time.
Yeah. So we're gonna play a quick game. We're gonna play a game I like to call. It's called This or That. Where I'm gonna give you two, selections, and you gotta pick something. We'll do something really easy first.
This or that, okay.
So we'll we were talking about Drake and Rick Ross. So Drake or Rick Ross? Who you going with?
Rick Ross.
I'm gonna have to go with Drake.
Rick Ross.
I'm gonna have to go with Drake.
I'm telling you on on a physical level, when I hear that, I'm just like, I'm gonna
have to go with Drake.
Who would you smash, Drake or Rick Ross?
Drake.
I would listen to Rick Ross. I don't know. Ross is an Aquarius.
That was crazy.
And he used to have that stomach. And you know how I feel about men with stomachs.
But you know, Drake, he said everything. You know, he used to deal with SZA back in 2008. Mm-hmm. But we can play her anyway.
Yeah.
So I can play Drake.
That's that Scorpio shit. That's that Scorpio shit.
Aquarius, I stuck with the Scorpio. You know what I mean?
Anyway. All right, something easy. Light or dark liquor?
Dark.
Light.
Both. Depends what kind of mood I'm in.
Because you're a demon, Tina. That's why. You're a demon.
I'm not a demon. It's just like, me on light is chill. Me on dark is fucking up your life. I'm fucking up your life. I used to have this ex. He was like, bitch, we gonna put you drinking some Jameson tonight. Jameson, Tina, you want that Jameson's a problem.
Jameson's cool.
I'll get beat on Jameson. Do say I'm the cockiest bitch in the room. I think I run every fucking
Hennessy,
thing. You can be straight and I'm gonna make you gay. Like that's how I'm on.
Dark get me crazy. Like same type of shit. I just be feeling myself too much for real. The tequilas, the clear liquors, I be chilling.
Tequila, I can get wild.
Tequila's like a party vibe. I'm gonna party with everybody. I'm gonna have fun with everybody, but it's not that like I'm a bitch in the room.
Yeah.
That's me and Hennessy sitting in my section. Like, what's good?
Henny, I'm like,
what's up?
Henny, I'm mean, but like
mean.
Yeah. You get full Dominican.
Yeah, I get full
Dominican comes out.
Full Dominican. Be like, get the fuck on it. It's not good. It's not good.
Okay, sexual position, on top or from the back?
From the back.
On top, from the back.
On top. Sometimes in the back, but I like on top the best.
Okay.
One time I was a little drunk and I did kind of fall off. That's a whole other story.
Don't let me tell you about the horror ER stories, because you can do some damage that way.
Wait a minute. I've
seen some broken dinglings.
What?
That shit, yo.
You can't just say that and not elaborate. Like, how do you
fractured penises?
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Does it have to go in a cast?
Yes.
That's probably the most painful shit I could possibly imagine as a man, yo. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. So be careful, ladies. By all means, do it.
I wouldn't even know that dick,
but don't smash it. Do not smash it.
I would feel if I broke someone's dick, like part of me would feel like I'm that bitch, and then the other part would feel
Tina will talk so much shit.
The other part of me would feel like mortified. Like I'd be like, oh my god, I broke someone's penis. Oh my god.
Tina gonna talk so much shit. I can see it now.
She would. She would talk so much shit.
That's a lie.
But that would also be her warning introduction to somebody. She'd be like, I break dicks, right?
Right. Yo, you saw her face. She was like,
how you doing? Yes. All right, last question. We're going to take it back to the zodiacs. So this is really going to be for you. You have to choose. Would you fuck with an Aquarius or an Aries?
An Aquarius.
Okay. All right. Okay. And if you had to pick between a Pisces and a Scorpio, who are you going with?
Scorpio.
I'm gonna go with the Scorpio too. I can't.
Thank you guys.
We don't really love each other. We do. We just have differences.
Cool.
You know, I want to thank both of you for coming on. This was like a real interesting conversation.
I really learned a lot.
We talked all over the place. But that's what I like.
Like Dr. Phil for me today. That's why I was really quiet. I'm like, really?
Post stories. I sound like an alcoholic on this one. You know,
right.
Broken penises, ladies, don't break any penises out there. Go ahead, though, and let everybody know where they can find you on social media.
You already know, baby. Come on, Dirty Rice on everything, on Instagram, on Clubhouse. I don't even fuck with Clubhouse like that, but on all social media platforms, Dirty Rice 90 on everything. You already know, Puerto Rican Bomb with a Dominican problem.
You need to shout yourself out real quick and let everybody know what you have going on right now.
Listen, man. You know, I be doing the skits or whatever, but I do a lot of audio work. So I edit podcasts, I make drops and everything like that. So if y'all need audio work, holla at me, slide in my DMs. You know what I'm saying? Especially the ladies, slide in my DMs. You know what I mean? I got y'all.
If you're not an Aries.
If you're not an Aries. I mean, if you're pretty Aries, though, I'm not going to discriminate.
Change my mind.
Yeah, change my mind. Change my mind.
What sign was the girl that pulled the knife on you?
She was Leo. I love Leos, though.
Leo.
That's what I said. The dash of toxic.
I love Leos.
I'm looking for new Leos. I don't have any hoes right now. I need a new hoe.
You need a new hoe?
Mm-hmm.
You got it, Tina. Just she got
them.
Quality. She needs quality hoes.
Not quantity.
I try to hook up with somebody.
Yeah. But pay the dinner tab.
I mean, pay the dinner tab.
Buy some flowers.
I'm about paying for food. Like, I pay for food.
You know what's funny? It's so easy to please a woman. You just
it really is.
Buy them food.
Yeah.
Buy them flowers and dig us down.
And do some romantical shit. Like, just a little dash of romantic.
You can even drop like a snacks off sometime.
That's what I was saying. Like, I just miss guys coming to work and bringing me lunch.
Yeah.
Like, bring me lunch. It could be some Chick-fil-A and I would
Chipotle, like whatever.
We're not that complicated. No. I always try to tell guys to feed bitches. But let everybody know where they can find you.
So I'm Lainey's. I'm pretty much mostly on Instagram. That's pretty much my
She has some spicy pictures too. So,
but it's Lane, Lane, and then knees like your knees.
Okay, I'm just like so many things came to mind when she said
like get on your knees,
you know. And then closing things out, of course, you know, I gotta give you a little healing tea, you know, because this was like a therapy session, and you know, just I think you and me were talking about this last night. Fake friends, like. Make sure you surround yourself with good, positive people that got that good energy. You know, Aquarius, we love the energy.
Yes.
Keep people in your circle. If you're trying to be successful, you want to hang around successful people or other people who are also have goals and dreams and ambitions. You don't want to hang around, you know, a little dusty in them. You want to be with people on your level and boss up. And you know, that's a little healing tea.
Be genuine yourself too.
Yeah. I think people try to be something that they're not now.
For sure. Always be yourself. Always be authentic. Like, you don't gotta fit in with the masses. You know what I mean? It's cool to be different.
Yeah,
be different. Be you. You know what
toxic,
I mean?
like a Scorpio. I don't know.
I'm super toxic.
Man, we laughed, we cried. We had therapy. We talked about sex. I don't know.
Therapy. For sure.
Hey, you guys know where to follow me. You know, till next time, spilling tea with Tina.
Live from God's vagina.
Yeah, we in God's vagina. God is a woman.